So, today I actually watched the old white man's video on black fatigue. I'm gonna be honest with you, bro. The concept of black fatigue has to be one of the most disrespectful concepts I've ever heard in my entire time being alive. Now, other people try to edit black fatigue to really more represent ghetto fatigue, as such people are tired of ghetto behavior. Now, I am a little bit more lived than I guess apparently most people, because improper grammar, ratchet behavior, and a disregard and selfishness of your community and how you interact in your community is not even a particularly black thing, as I have seen numerous hicks that can barely even speak or talk also exhibit the same crazy behaviors of where they cheat on each other, they beat on each other, and hurt one another all the same. So even though you may be able to find bruh who speak like this though, bruh, like, you know what I'm saying, brother, you barely even understand what they're saying and they're slanging on my guys, you know what I'm saying? It's not even uniquely, okay. Low-class behavior is found. Okay. But it's black fatigue, which you then say ghetto fatigue, as some people who try to be more fair say, but it seems truly to be low-class poor people fatigue, really. As such, the behavior is found. But no, it's black people are unique. Okay, fine. They'll be unique. They'll be unique. Fine. Okay. You know what? I accept it. So the white man here, and you know what? I don't even want him to be a representative of white people, because it's so stupid. I'm not even gonna accept it. I'm not gonna play the game they want to play. I'm just gonna cook him as an individual. Because ironically, that's actually how most white people operate in white culture, is that they're all individualistic and they don't collectivize, which is interesting in and of itself. It makes sense considering that there's so many of them, and so many of them operate in different ways and in different pockets and in different cultures, but I digress. So, this video I keep seeing bring up of this particular old man is this here. And I gotta tell you, I am just so after I finally sat down and watched it, I gotta tell you, I am so befuddled.
Black fatigue. It's all over my FYP page. Thank you. I am so happy that this is being brought up.
Now, let me just stop here, okay? This disgusts me greatly. I have spent my entire life, right, dealing with the negative preconceived notions of being a black man. My entire life. And y'all niggas have the nerve. You have the uninterrupted nerve to say it's finally being brought up. My entire life is this shit being brought up. I shall give peace unto wrath. Continue.
And oh, by the way, for us white people that have been around the block a long time, this isn't new to us. We've been dealing with this for over 40 years.
So, let it be known he had 40 years to cook up what he's about to bring to us. Now, I already watched the video. Technically, he had 10 years to cook this up. But this is the example. After 40 years of being tired of this, I want you to understand, this is what he decides to use to cook up and show us an example of him experiencing black fatigue, right? Okay.
Here's my story. This is about 2015. I'm at Put-in-Bay. Put-in-Bay's on South Bass Island in Lake Erie. There's a bunch of bars out there. It's a great place for adults to go play. Think of Pat Daly, Mad Dog Adams. If you don't know those guys, think of Jimmy Buffett. I'm sitting on a bench on Delaware waiting for my wife, who's in a shop shopping. And at the time, the traffic is two ways. And I think I witnessed why it is no longer two ways. It's a Saturday afternoon. The island is packed. The traffic is bumper to bumper. These two guys going in opposite directions decide to stop and have a chat. Not for a couple seconds, not for a couple minutes, but I think it was around 10 minutes.
So, let me get this one straight. After living for 40 years And thinking about this story for the last 10, since this happened in 2050 to 2025, the best you could come up with, again, you've been feeling this for 40 years, 10 years to deliver this story to me. The best that you have is that two niggas stopped in the middle of the road and talked to each other. As such, were an inconvenience to everyone else. Now listen, I am not without reason. Damn, that shit would be fucking annoying. I have the pet peeve personally. I cannot stand people stopping my forward path. I hate, I'm in the parking lot of fucking Walmart right now. I cannot stand it. Just when I'm in a cart in the grocery store, when I'm walking and someone is walking slow in front of me. I hate that shit. That I have my own personal pet peeve with the truest and fullest understanding of how absolutely annoying and frustrating it would be to have two niggas stop on the road to talk to each other about who the good goddamn fuck knows what they were conversing about. I'm with you 100%. But my ninja helped me understand this. You were not even a participant of the action you're telling me the story about. You were on the bench. You weren't even affected by this. You were on the bench watching other people be affected by it. But you experienced black fatigue. You know what? Perhaps you just have a lot of empathy for other people. I would imagine that there will be other black people in the traffic line experiencing the same stupid fucking bullshit occurring to them, but you have black fatigue, and you've experienced it for 40 years. Okay, well, anyway, continue.
Before people start to threaten them. But around the 5-minute mark, I'm just sitting there with my arms folded, just shaking my head. And I hear this voice, "This is what's holding us back. This is why we're hated." And I turned around to see who had said it, and it was a black couple about my age.
So this is what's so stupid to me. Because all this story really shows is that some black people still self-abuse, right? That we have this dumbass collectivist mindset that I absolutely refuse to accept, specifically because of this story right here. This is a great example of the story of why collectivism on race is the dumbest shit in the world. And it is found in this story here. The two niggas who are talking to each other somewhere else is not the nigga with his wife sitting at a diner, bar, wherever the flip they were, with his wife. They are 2, 3 technically different Negroes. The only thing they share is that they're black people. That's it. That's all. That's the only common fucking denominator that we know based on the story given to us. But somehow the flip fuck way, the nigga who is in the diner at the bar is somehow represented. He feels some connection to two motherfuckers on the other side of the fucking street that had nothing to do with him, that he never met. And then 10 years later, this white guy then uses this as a story to reflect the shitty behavior of Negroes and how other Negroes are annoyed and affected by that shitty behavior. All the while, he was never affected by said shitty behavior. All the while, he's the one who feels fucking black fatigue.
And then he looked directly at me and said, 30 years ago, I'd go down there, grab those idiots by their dreadlocks, and teach them a lesson their fathers never did. And I looked at him and went, 30 years ago, I'd have been right there with you.
So let me get this one straight. You are inconvenienced. Technically, the two of you aren't inconvenienced. The two of you are not in said situation. But you both have more in common with each other than the other two Negroes who stopped traffic. As you both looked at each other and somehow mind melded that you wish to harm these people because they inconvenienced you. You both thought violently. You being a white man, him being a black man. You both thought the same thing. But the thing that we should collectivize around is race. Even though two people of two different races felt the same exact way as they mind melded together. Violently, I might add. You guys thought not to ask these niggas to move. No. It's that you would attack them. You both think that you should go and attack people because they inconvenienced others. I'm not even sure if stopping traffic is even a crime, but it probably is, I imagine. Probably disturbing public order. It's probably some misdemeanor, probably. I assume. I could be wrong. But that's what's insane to me. It's insane to me that you experience black fatigue based on a situation that you were not a part of. But the similar people are the two individuals of a different race.
I have hated this type of behavior my entire life.
Who hasn't? Who hasn't? Right? Who hasn't? Who at any point in the history of humanity, from the moment God of such created Adam and Eve to 2025, my nigga, who the fuck hasn't been annoyed and frustrated by people inconveniencing them?
I've never gotten it. How self-centered do you have to have no respect for any other human being?
Now, here's the thing. I don't think anyone likes other people being self-centered. Now, the great irony of this situation is no one ever, ironically as it is, analyzes their own self-centeredness and then works to correct it. Now, that's not true. Of course, not no one ever, but it's ironic because in order to recognize your self-centeredness and to work on it, you must actually be selfless because you consider the way you affect other people. It's quite ironic. Thing is, more to the point, obviously, everyone would be annoyed by that. It's not even just only black people who behave that way, but other black people we saw are also annoyed by said thing. Fuck me, huh? Right? People of different races somehow feel the same way than the people of the same race who feel differently. But for some fucking reason, we must take, because they are the same race, they're a representative of the people who don't think the way they think or behave the way they behave. And that is logically consistent because what fucking reason?
It's all about you. These are the people I've spent my life avoiding.
My nigga, help me understand something. Do you think that other human beings just on Earth, in this timeline, in this reality we live in, you know, in this multiverse we find ourselves in, my ninja, do you think that you are the only individual that doesn't like self-centered people? I don't like self-centered people. I don't like people who inconvenience me either. But you know what I don't call that? Black fucking fatigue, dickhead.
But I had never thought about it from the black community side.
And it kind of shows you still haven't, right? Because what you don't connect, my brother, what you don't connect, which even in your own story you didn't connect it, which shows 40 years, I guess, doesn't really equate to intelligence, right? Despite having the opposite behavioral structure of two individuals who inconvenienced other people, you actually found yourself having the same belief structure of another person of said race, because that's what this is about, such as black fatigue, who is at the same bar you're at. And at no point in the 40 fucking years of your life did it ever occur to you that you had more in common with him than you did anyone else. It never dawned on you. And you told this story 10 years ago, I guess it's been actually. You told this story. I'm just responding to the story you told. It's not enough of that, but you then see that someone of the same race also doesn't like the behavior. So it can't have anything to do with the motherfuckers being the same race then, can it?
And I gotta say, it sucks a lot more for you guys than it does for us white people, because you're associated with it.
And instead of recognizing the folly and dehumanization of this in your own story, of how dumb that would be to do it, because you literally agreed with a different fucking person who also didn't like the behavior. Instead, you say, damn, bro, damn, that shit reflects all of you, doesn't it? But the nigga you agreed with doesn't reflect them, but the niggas who inconvenience other people does. Fascinating how that one works.
Right? There are a lot of whites that just put you all together.
And per your own story, the story you just fucking told, it would be a reflection of why that would be stupid.
And it has slowed down the healing of this country.
You know what has slowed down the healing of this country? The fact that I've been alive my entire life in opposition to all these different negative stereotypes of black people. I live in true, literal opposition to these negative belief structures. My father lives in complete opposition to these negative belief structures, right? My cousins, my friends. And despite the fact that we are not those men and we aren't those people, we're associated with those people, not because of what we did, but because of what we are. And instead of you concluding that perhaps it is foolish to do that to people who didn't do the thing you don't like, you instead maintain that the association is logically consistent, even when it fucking isn't, per the fucking story you told.
40 years ago, racism should have been over.
I guess racism should have been over. I mean, racism could be over in 20 minutes. All you have to do, right, is remember, just take a chill, but just breathe deeply and just remember something quite fascinating, which is that people, all right, watch this, check this out, watch this, that people, hold on, watch this, of different races, okay, in the same environment, have the same belief structures and opinions and feel similarly. If this is the case, then race cannot be the influential factor of that. It must be something a little bit more complex, compounding. Perhaps their way they were raised, the trauma they might have experienced, maybe the blessings they had received. Maybe the teachers, the schooling, I don't know, the influences that they chose to be around as children. Perhaps there's something more to how an individual came to be that is not simply the fact that they are a particular race. The only information we have is that they are said race. We don't know anything beyond that. Truth be told, the two niggas who stopped traffic, I don't even understand why you would say that the reason why they stopped traffic had anything to do with them being black. I don't understand how you jump to that conclusion logically. I don't understand why you even associate. I don't even understand why the black man in your story would even think to himself, that is a reflection of me, nigga. I can't think like that. Those niggas, I don't know these niggas you met 10, you didn't even meet them. I don't know these motherfuckers that you encountered 10 years ago, that you technically didn't encounter. But for some reason, I'm supposed to be associated with them, despite the fact that my pet peeve is in literal opposition to their actions. And you're supposed to tell me, right, that racism should have been over 40 years ago, but you perpetuate the dumbassery that is this concept in your stories, despite the fact that your story itself runs counter to any belief structure that we should even begin to utilize race as a metric of individuals mind melding or operating in the same capacity with each other. Ay, Dios míos. Please wrap us up.
Unfortunately, the Democratic Party has continued to fan the flames of racism.
You're really gonna blame the fucking Democrats for this? Yeah, okay, whatever. I guess we're gonna blame everyone but ourselves, you know? Okay, well.
To make money and to get votes. I'm so thankful that a lot of you are waking up to this. And again, I can't stress this enough. This isn't a black thing.
Then why do you call it black fatigue?
This is a behavior thing.
Then why don't you just talk about the behavior? And why don't you then counter the idea that one should be associated with other people who act in a shitty way simply on the basis of sharing a race?
Some of my closer friends are black, and I love and appreciate them.
But they are not the reflection of black people. The niggas who stop traffic are. The black people you love and appreciate, the ones you break bread with, they don't reflect how black people operate. But two niggas you didn't meet who stop traffic do. Okay.
And I'm very thankful that they have not allowed the crappy behavior out of some to drag them down.
But shouldn't everyone who exists in humanity operate? Fuck it.